Ma'am, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yes.
Every accomplishment starts.
Maharajyoti, you have muted your mic.
Yes. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. I'm Maharajyoti on behalf of two honorable speakers, Dr. D. Sugapriya, Assistant Professor, Department of Medical Science, and Mrs. R. Lavanya, Assistant Professor in English. We are glad to have you here on this auspicious day. A little hello and a lots of love to start your day. Have a beautiful evening and amazing day ahead. Once again, a warm elegant welcoming you all to this special occasion. And now, I request our great personality professor of our college, Dr. T. Shanmugaprabha, Assistant Professor, Department of Microbiology, to welcome our honorable chief guest. Thank you.
Thank you, Kana. Good afternoon to all. It's my pleasure to introduce our research person, Dr. T. Sugapriya, doctorate in microbiology with 10 years of experience in research and teaching for undergraduate, currently serving as an assistant professor in medical lab science with the Prince Satam bin Abdulaziz University, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. She has published 33 research articles in reputed national and international journals. She also published 6 research articles in book chapters. She acted as a chair and judge for the 5th International Conference on Medicinal Chemistry and Computer-Aided Drug Designing and Drug Delivery. She got nearly 57 lakhs fund from Department of Science and Technology. She specialized in molecular techniques, tissue culture techniques, microscopy, immunocytochemistry, microbiological techniques, cytochemistry, histopathology, and technical knowledge in DNA sequencing, RFLP, polyclonal antibody productions. She has received a lot of awards and honorarium from elsewhere publisher, universities, and DST. She cleared CSIR net for lectureship in the year 2004. She is a gold medalist in postgraduate in the year 2000. And she received rupees 3000 as award from MKU. She acted as a editorial team member in various journals such as European Journals of Preventive Medicines, Global Journals of Vaccine and Immunology, Virology and Immunology Journal, International Journals of Immunotherapy and Cancer Research, and the International Journals of Herbomedica, and also act as a organizing members in International Conference of Medicinal Chemistry and Computer-Aided Drug Design. They acted as a reviewer in various journals, namely Expert Opinion on Drug Delivery, JRSM, Cardiovascular Disease, Natural Products, and Journals of Immunological Science, Journals of Genetic Mutation Disorder, and the International Journals of Immunotherapy and Cancer Research. It's our great privilege to have her as a resource person. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for your mesmerizing address. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time we acknowledge the talent of our position. Good things come to people who wait, but better things come to those who go out and get them. Here comes our honorable chief guest to give a great idea about how to get jobs abroad, jobs for India. Welcome you, ma'am.
Ma'am, your mic is on off. Kindly unmute your mic, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, are you able to audible now?
Yes,
Able
ma'am,
to
you
hear?
are audible. Yes, ma'am,
Yes.
you are audible.
My presentation is okay? No, but I am not able to see it.
Yes, ma'am, your screen is visible.
Okay. Okay. For me, it is nothing. Okay. My screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It is visible.
Okay. How I am Dr. Sugapriya. I am the alumni of V.H.N.S.N.College. Really, I am to be proud about the V.H.N.S.N.College, and I have to be thank the principal, Dr. Sundara Pandian, and the coordinator, Dr. R. Palaniappan, giving a wonderful moment for this presentation. As well as I'm just giving my whole heart of thanks to Dr. A. Balasubramaniam, HOD of Microbiology Department, organizing secretary who was invited me for this important moment, and all the executive members who was giving and organizing this conferences. Okay, and really I just have to thank V.H.N.S.N. management. And this college is a lovely college, lovely moment which we spent. I am 2000 batch in same V.H.N.S.N. College, and it gave a lot of exposure, mostly on molecular biology. So that's helped me to have a more interest in molecular biology and interest in my research, as well as now I am in that position. Really, I have to thank V.H.N.S.N. College. It's a proud moment which I spend in that college. Okay, how you people are thinking about that? How you can get a job in abroad? Here, definitely, there is no shortcut to get a job in abroad. Okay, and I'm going to tell about how I get the job, and about my and my friends' experience. I have to share whatever I did it in my life, as well as my friends, however they are searching the job and how they got the jobs in abroad. Okay, so most of our friends and me especially, everyone, they did masters, bachelors, PhDs, everything in India, but they got the jobs in abroad. Even some of my friends, after finishing their bachelors, they got the jobs in abroad because they go for higher studies. So I'm just giving a brief explanation and ideas, like a small tips how you can get a job in foreign countries. Okay, so why the people are need a job to have a to go for abroad? What is the reason? Because first one is the family reason. We need money, change our lifestyle. That is the reason. And another one is because in India we have lot of opportunities also, but the competition is high. Because of high population, we have less number of opportunities. That's why everyone cannot able to get a job in India. And another thing, the pay scale. So when you get the scale in India, it is very less. But when you go for abroad, you can get more than 5 times higher than Indian salary. So that's why the people prefer to go for abroad for their job. Okay, and another one is better living conditions. They can have higher educations, high society living environment. So, and another one is they can have an experience in different culture. So this is the one the people are trying to go for abroad for the job. Okay, so this is mainly we can learn many languages as well as new experience. But if you go for some other countries, you have to lose many things. I will tell you later on. Okay, what are the jobs we can get it in abroad? Okay, so there are so many jobs, but I'm not going to explain about that. I'm going to explain which I'm familiar and which I got the knowledge. Okay, volunteer jobs, internship and exchange program, teaching and research, and I'm going to tell about white collar job. The rest I don't know about anything, but there are vacancies. You can try. But the volunteers job, this volunteers job, what is volunteers job? If sometimes your parents or some relatives, you are having some, your family background is rich, you have a lot of money, then you can try after finish your bachelor's or master's, you can search in the internet, you can try some related to your major, you can try some personal volunteers job. In that volunteers job, they won't give you any salary. Okay, but you get an experience, 1 month or 2 months, maybe 6 months, anything. You can get a volunteer job. They will not give you salary. But after 6 months training, with that experience, you can apply for other company, or the same company itself, they can hire you. So that is the one you can try for volunteers job. But keep in mind, in that case, there is no salary and all the expenditure have to manage by yourself. Okay, this is the first thing, criteria. And the second one is internship and exchange program. Here, internship. See here in India, mostly for our Tamil Nadu, what happened, only 3 years we are having bachelor's, only 3 years. But if you go for the same IISc, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, there is a 5-year course of BS. They will not give BSc, BS, Bachelor of Science, 4 years theoretical course and 1 year training program. So they can call it as internship in US, UK, and here in Middle East also the same 5-year program, only bachelor degree. So in that 5 year, the 5th year is the internship program. During that 5th year, what the people is doing, during the 5th year, they go for 1 year training. So in the 1 year training, it is related to your field of specialization. That means, for example, if you are a BSc Microbiology or a BSc Biochemistry, you have to work 1 year in the microbiology lab. Okay, maybe a diagnostic lab or research lab or anything, 1 year. So what the people are doing in the internship programs, 1 year when they were familiar with the lab workings, and after finish the degree, because during that 1 year, they can have a very good time and they have exposure to many people, higher officials, and it is easy to recruit from the same laboratory, same research lab, or same company, or anything it may be. Okay, so that is the internship program. If there is an opportunity, the people can go for internship. Then another one is exchange program. This is, yesterday Dr. Ramya, she was my senior, okay, direct senior to me. Okay, she explained about what are the fundings available, how there is an exchange programs are available, because there is an MOU. What they do, momentum of university agreement. Okay, from one university to another university. For example, our V.H.N.S.N.College maybe have MOU with another college or another university. So they can exchange the people, research people or the students from here to UK or US for the research work. So once the people see, for example, if you are doing the masters, by the exchange program, you are going for UK. Okay, so after 6 months, you have to come back to the university to finish your programs. Okay, after come back to the college, finish your degree and go for PhD, because you know about the lab, you know about the guide. Okay, the guide will help you to do the PhD there itself and arrange the fund. So that will help you for the exchange program. Once you go for masters or your PhDs in abroad, definitely you will get the jobs and you will not come back. That is the major program. Okay, and another thing is what the people are doing if they are going for masters. The visas, they will give you 3-year visas. 2 years for your program, and 1 year the visas is for your searching job. So after finished your 2 years, during the 2-year period itself, there is a short time, evening time or morning time, the people are searching the jobs. Okay, so maybe after finish your master's degree, if you find the jobs, 1 year they will give you extra visas. Okay, from the visa, you can stay there and try to find the jobs. And local people, they will give you for a job, because it is not a difficult, because you are there, they can easily hire you than compared to other people. So that is the another chance. You know about the country, you know about the status and how to work, everything. So they prefer the people who studied in the same country compared to hiring the new people. So this is the exchange program, and internship program will help you for hiring. Okay, then teaching and research. Okay, so Middle East, there is, I'm in the Middle East. In Middle East, the teaching and research is different. You should not compare with UK and US. US and UK, it is very different. Okay, my friends, most of my friends are in US and UK because I did my PhD in Madras University, Taramani campus, and I did my postdoc in IIT Madras. Okay, so there all my seniors and my colleagues, my friends, everyone, they went for US, Canada, and European countries only. And there, first initially they joined for postdoc. Okay, after finish the PhD with the paper publications, they will get the postdocs. Once they get the postdocs, slowly they will go for higher position. Okay, and slowly they increase the career into the laboratory supervisor, laboratory chief scientist, chief supervisor, like that. Okay, so recently you may be also seen that one of my friend, she was working in Cincinnati University, and another friend who was working in Louisiana University, and she was more famous last time for the coronavirus vaccine. She was working as a supervisor in that laboratory. Okay, so maybe Dr. Subhatra. They may be showing TVs, many TVs I saw her from here. Okay, so that will help you because she joined in 2007. Okay, after finish her PhD, she joined in that lab. Now she was in the supervisor position. Maybe after 13 years of experience, she was reached in that level. Maybe 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, more than 3 postdocs. One postdoc is minimum 3 years according to the fund. Okay, so she maybe worked there and get in that position. Okay, so some people I notice, if the boss is good, okay, if the people is working very hard, the boss will help you for recruit in some other universities also. They will suggest, okay, for the universities. Okay, so this is the one. And for teaching and research in Middle East, it is completely, so maybe in Dubai, UAE, almost all the teaching jobs will be in the website. We have to apply through the website. Okay, so just go to the website and career, you have to apply. Okay, and research also the same. If you want to do your PhD, after finish your PhD and to do your postdoc, and you can do. But here the salary is extremely high than India. Not in India, then US. Okay, because US, you have to pay tax. Okay, 30% of tax. Whatever salary you are getting, you have to pay tax. But in Middle East, there is no tax-free salary. That is the advantage people are trying to get a jobs in Middle East. Okay, but you cannot able to improve your career because here the culture and situation, everything is different. So you cannot improve your career. So that is the big drawback. Okay, so here in research in Saudi, for example, Saudi, which I am recruited here. In Saudi, the career of university, you cannot, it will not be easy because we have to go through agency. The university will not recruit directly from the people from India or any other countries directly because they will recruit through the travel agencies. Okay, so there are so many travel agencies in Delhi. They will, the university will give the list. These are the majors we need a people. Then the travel agency will give the advertisement. We have to give our CV to the travel agency. Then all the documents, processing, everything the travel agency will do. Then after everything, we get the visa. We have to pay money to the travel agency. Travel agency will get money from the university also, and travel agency will get money from us also. Okay, 1 month salary we have to pay to the travel agency, as well as they will get 1 month salary from the university also. Okay, after that we can, once you come back, come to the Saudi, there is no issues. Everything will be there from the landing date. They will give you the salary. Okay, but nowadays because of Corona, they stopped everything. All the recruitment is stopped. If there is any chance, definitely I will inform to your HOD. Okay. The another one is white collar jobs. What is white collar job? This is like a software industries. Okay. So the software industries, how they are, if you want to get a jobs in software industries. Okay, first there is some not even software industries, like some managing role or a consultancy or anything like programming developers or anything. There is no definitely a shortcut. There is some 6 criteria you have to follow. It is definitely, it is not a shortcut, okay, but there is a tips. First one, you can go for your education outside India. Okay, once you finish your bachelor degree, you can write your IELTS or TOEFLs or GRE. You can go for masters in abroad. Once you do the masters, definitely you can, if you wish, you can get a job there, or if you wish, you can do your PhD also there. That will say good chances. Okay, that is the educational system. It can help you for hiring the jobs. Okay, the second one is, if you you don't want your studies. Okay, you may be thinking that you are finished your masters, you want to go for a job. You can go for a consultancy or sales job. Okay, maybe pharmacology department line managing, like a representative. Initially it is a sales manager for the boys. Sales, you can start in a sales, and slowly you can reach a manager level. Once you reach a manager level in an international MNC company, like a consultancy or sales, in that role, what will happen, you can go with your company money from one country to another country, like so many countries. Okay, so this is a good thing if you want to spend lavishly, as well as you have to visit many countries, means it is a sales job, is a good one. Okay, but initially, keep in mind, initially 2 years you will not get in initially in 2 years you will not able to do anything. Okay, so you have to work in the same position. Maybe after 2 years, how you are working, how you are giving your input, and how you are making your work, on that basis the manager level or the supervisor of your supervisor, direct supervisor, they will help you for your international role. Okay, so that is the one thing. And another one is how you can move from offshore to onshore. Okay, so mostly India is a hub for work. Okay, so we can have most of the companies, all they are working for US and UK multinational companies, but the work is going on in India because of less money. Okay, so what happened, see, for example, my husband worked in Royal Bank of Scotland in a software company. Okay, so in the Royal Bank of Scotland project, he worked here and Hyderabad. So after certain period, they need a help, because to run the software they need a people for the support the software, support the systems. So in that case, what happened, that Royal Bank of Scotland, they asked the supportive people from India who worked in the project. So when you join a company, initially you have to work hard. You will never expect anything that they will send you. If you work hard and have a good relationship with the higher officials, definitely the higher officials, once there is an onshore opportunity, because they need a company support. Once they need a company support, and that support, they will help you for to the onshore work. So you can go for, with your company, you can go to the online work, and they will help you, guide you all your needed. Okay, so there you can try for, if you wish, you can stay in the same company, or if you want, you can shift to other company also. The another one is that there is traditional way. Traditional way means go to the career website. If you want to go for that abroad jobs, means you have to see the Mockery job, Gulf, Indeed, okay, Gulf News, so many news. Okay, that means full of Middle East. So other means science. There is a site, it is science, mostly for academic. They will help you for all the careers for science, they will give you. Okay, so there. But what happens is, you cannot expect the result as soon as possible. It will take a long time to give you a reply. But if you apply for more than 100 jobs, at least one reply you will get it. Sometimes no also, but you should not lose your hope. That is the major thing. And another one is make the most of LinkedIn. Okay, so the LinkedIn is the now like a Facebook. Facebook is you are using for chatting, finding the friends. I don't know, because last 2 years I stopped using Facebook. But LinkedIn is very good, because LinkedIn, like a Facebook only, I feel. Okay, LinkedIn, most of the higher officials, managers, and CEOs, all they are in the LinkedIn. Okay, so like a Twitter, but in the LinkedIn, nowadays the companies, they are not putting their vacancies in the site, career site of their company. They are using, the HR manager is using the LinkedIn, so they use this vacancy, we are going to hire this type of vacancy, finish. Okay, so if you are connected with the LinkedIn, and you can try get more job connected to most of the peoples, and easy for job recruitment. Another one is in the LinkedIn, there is an option open for job. Okay, see, for example, you went for a tourist visa in one country. Okay, so there you are sitting and searching a job. So there you can open for job. I am presently in Saudi Arabia or presently in Dubai. Okay, searching for job. What type of job? So the people will, okay, you are in here. Okay, I will help you. For example, if the girl is got married, okay, the husband is working in UK. Okay, so the girl, obviously, no option. The girl have to quit her job and go along with the husband. Okay, so once she went to UK, she need a job. She can open a LinkedIn and use open for job. I am in UK. That's it. Okay, definitely she may get it job within 1 month, because the people no need to spend the money on visas. Okay, so the first reason, they will give the preference for that girl. This is the reason. Okay, so this is the most way to find out your jobs in abroad. Okay, the another one is you can process your jobs through recruitment agencies and consulting agency, but be sure the agency is always, they are working on it, or some other forgery agency also there, the fraud agency is also there. So we have to find out whether that agency is working on teaching job, or that agency is working on engineering job, or that agency is not a good agency. You have to find out according to the agency. Okay, and advertisement, you can find out the advertisement. Most of the people, they are giving the advertisement in the LinkedIn only nowadays. I'm seeing more of this. I will send you some other links through Dr. Balasubramaniam sir. You can get the links. Okay, and if you want jobs, and if you have a lot of money, at least take 1 year break. That means in that case, you can go to 2-3 countries and spend your work time, and try to find out what type of jobs you can find it and working on. Okay, send an email. If you are finished your PhD, you need to find your postdoc position, and that means after 3 years, after finished your PhD, you have at least 2-3-4 publications. With your publications, write a good CV and send to your many research centers. Okay, for example, MD Anderson Cancer Institute. If you open the MD Anderson Cancer Institute, the specialization is more immunotherapy, radiation, okay, immunology, microbiology, related to full cancers. Each and every one have different labs. Okay, so which lab you are interested, which lab you are not interested, you never see about it, because if you interested also, sometimes you will not get. But later on, if you get it in another job, that field also, it will be very good. So all the related, take a broad way. Cancer means whoever is working related to cancer. If you worked on leukemia, means you should not try only on leukemia. You can try for liver cancer also. Okay, this basic is same, but the specialty is different. So with that specialty, you can send email to everyone with your CV. Okay, definitely in any places, if they have a vacancy, then definitely they will send you a message. And another one, Try to connect with your seniors, alumni, as well as your friends, whoever in abroad have a connections. The connections will help you a lot. See, for example, if I am working here, sometimes if they are for the new recruitment, definitely they will ask us if any suggestion for the new recruitment. That means if we have some CVs, we will give to our dean for the new recruitment. The dean will refer, okay. Then when the dean comes to India, they will have a interview, direct interview, and they can easily selected. Okay, so that is the one. So try to have a friend with the people who are in abroad, make a connections, have a good contact with them. Okay, then internet, obviously you people know about that internet, what is going on. So that is the another one. Okay, so you how to start a successful career. First you have to prepare yourself once you are planning to go for abroad, and try to prepare your family also, because the meantime when you get a job, if you are taking care about your family and prepare them in advance that I'm going to try for a job, so you take it time, so you have to manage. Okay, so if you think that, then the family will prepare according to that, and without tension you can try for the job for abroad. Okay, and here first thing, learn different culture. That is the must. See, we have to, initially I'm not able to adopt our culture to here Saudi culture. It is different. Saudi culture is different, our culture is different, you people know. So it is very difficult to adopt, but no options. And slowly after 1 or 2 years, when I adopt, it is good. But one thing, they are giving good salary and good holidays. It's not like India. In India, we don't get a, while if you are working in a college, for example, college, we can get a semester break like 10 days or 20 days, and summer break also 1 month. But here we can get 3 months, okay, summer break. But in between semester, we can get only 10 days. The 10 days we cannot able to come to India. That is the drawback. And another one is no relatives, no friends. We have to suffer a lot. That is the major thing here in abroad job. Okay. The another one, this is big chances for the microbiology, biochemistry, molecular biology, and biotechnology people. This I come to know later on. Okay, that means 2 years back only. Okay, this is exam for medical laboratory technicians. Okay, so medical laboratory technicians, if you finish your BSc microbiology, okay, MSc also okay, but BSc itself, you can try for these exams. Okay, if you are doing MSc, no problem, you can get senior laboratory technician job. Okay, if you have a biochemistry also, you can do this exam. Molecular biology, biotechnology, all the people categories, you can do these exams. American Society for Clinical Pathology. This American Society for Clinical Pathology, this is an exam. ASCP, this exams, once if you do, they will give you a license for 3 years to work in a medical lab technician. Okay, so for that, for this exam, minimum you have to work in a laboratory, clinical laboratory for 3 months. Okay, after finish your bachelor degree, just go for some lab, medical lab for 3 months. After 3 months, get the certificate, apply for this exam. It is an online exam. Okay, that ASCP is an online exams, and this online exams, what you have to do is apply for the exams. You have to pay some money, and after paying the money, the exams in computerized. Okay, until if you are giving a wrong answer, the questions will be going a little bit difficult. Okay, once you give a wrong answer, then the questions will be easy. Okay, but according to the difficultiness, they will make a mark and give you the certificate license. Okay, once you get a certified license for the ASCP, you can work in laboratory technicians in US, UK, Canada, all countries. The salary is very high. Okay, see, for example, minimum the salary is 1.5 lakhs for bachelor degree. For 1.5 lakhs Indian money. Okay, for the bachelor degree, 1.5 lakhs Indian money is very good money, definitely. Okay, so try to prepare for that ASCP if it possible. I will send all the books which I have for the ASCP to the HOD. You can get the books. Okay. Soft copy I have, I can send you. Otherwise, if you can mail me, I can send you personally. I have these books. Okay. And this exams, if you have these exams, you can work in Middle East also, especially in UAE. Okay. If you have the ASCP exams, you can work in Dubai. Dubai, Abu Dhabi, everywhere. And other than that, the UAE as well as Saudi government, they have MOH, Ministry of Health examination. This is a Promatic Exam Center. Okay, it is in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai. There is a 3 centers is there in South India. So you can Qatar also, Qatar Promatic Exam Center. It is there. Okay, Promatic Center. If you try, you can get it the detail. Okay, their MOH exams they are conducting. If you are experienced with 3 months, then you can try for your exams. Once you finish your exams, they will give you a license. Easily you can get a job, and minimum here 1 lakh with housing allowance and medical insurance, you can get a job. Okay, it is a very good salary for BSc and MSc. Okay, so you no need to go for higher degrees. This is enough. If you feel you don't want to do for PhDs, you want to do only the masters or only the BScs, that case you can try for these exams and finish the exams, come to these countries and get a job, and finish the exams and get a job. This is the best opportunity. It is my suggestion because I saw so many people, they are working on this with this license. Okay. Then why the type of jobs are offering, looking for work in overseas. Okay, so other than that, if you are planning to go for Germany or France or Canada, just to learn 1 year or 6 months in a part-time Germany or French. Okay, so that will help you for translating, because see in Arabic also, see I am just facing a difficult here is Arabic is an issue. Okay, if I studied at least 6-month course, Arabic courses or something, here it is well and good, because they will consider if you know reading and writing and speaking in another language, it is a good position for translating, because they, the people, German people or French people or this Arabic people, they are not good at English, but our people, we are good in English, but they need a translator. So once if you understand a language only, you can able to translate. So you're not able to understand, then it is very difficult to translate. But not only the translator, it is a very good, even if you are working in the teaching line also, if you have the country's mother tongue, then it will be more good for as a translating added advantage. They will give you in a admin position. Okay, so that is the big thing. Try to learn. If you are keen going for abroad and which country, try to learn that country, okay, language. That will be helpful for your future. Okay, and for the native speakers, native English speaker, there is no issues, because wherever they go, the native speaker, they can easily get a teaching job. Okay, because high pay, and another one because they are native English speaker. Okay, but for us it is difficult. So to be strong with IELTS or TOEFL, once you finish your masters, you are planning for go for higher studies or finish your PhD, you are coming for teaching line, definitely you need IELTS. Okay, for teaching line nowadays, most of the countries, they are asking IELTS for this teaching line. Okay, so that will be a good, if you try, then you can get a job. Okay, and if you need any qualifications to work in overseas, no, because compared to other countries, Indian have more talent. And the another one is, I just want to tell you here, is most of the country, they prefer Indians to work in their companies or in the academics compared to other peoples, because Indian, they are working hard. So, and whatever works, whatever difficult works, they, if you gave also, they will work, they will do. So that is the major thing, they prefer Indians. The another thing, you should not expect any appreciation, because the appreciation is very, very less. Okay, however, if you work here in this country also, they will not appreciate like a bigger thing. They will, okay, you did it, this is your work, you are getting a salary, you have to do. That is final thing. So don't expect any appreciation when you are working in foreign countries. You will never get any appreciation. Okay, so that one we have to keep in the mind. Okay, and it's difficult to get the visa and work permits, because what is the reason is, most of the people's companies as well as education sectors, they have to pay extra money or a tax to their country to take their visas. So in that case, what they will do, they will offer for the travel agencies, and sometimes they will come for 3-month visas and work their work and go for it. Okay, so like that. So they want to cut their money. So like that, it is difficult thing to work, to get a work and visa and work permits. That is the major thing. And here, what are the countries? Where is it? Okay, 1 minute. How much you can get it when you go for a job in foreign countries? Definitely it will be higher, 3 to 4 times higher than India. And another one is, you can specifically getting teaching position. And if you are in English, especially English literature, definitely you can get post in all the Middle East and other countries like German, France, Italy, wherever the English is not an official national language. So there in that place, mostly East Asia, you can get a teaching job for English speakers. In other countries, if you are going through your job, some countries they will give us $1 in salary, or some countries they will give in Britain pound in salary. But most of the countries they will give their own money as the salary also. But it will be, they will calculate it according to the living cost and everything. But you can able to save the money. Okay, so that is the best thing. Okay, and how long do you have to commit here in US or UK, in abroad or anything it may be? It is up to your wish. Okay, you can live and work abroad. And what is the drawback is, when you come back to your own country, you will not get the same position, because here the job is different, and in India the job level is different. So you will not get the same position in India. That is the drawback when you are committed in foreign countries to back. You have to feel this. Okay, and okay, what type of the jobs, which countries they are offering? IT jobs, mostly finance, international marketing, this and all. Hong Kong is the great. If you are Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaysia, if you are planning to work, you can IT sectors in manufacturing, finance, marketings, you can go for these countries. Okay, and if you are interested in aeronautics, automobiles, then France, Germany, England, this is the best option. And if you are planning for manufacturing and trade, then you go for China. Okay, and for Australia, they are giving nowadays some preference for people to settle in Australia, but I don't know how much it's for. And for the teaching jobs, you can go for Middle East, Japan, Korea, China, and especially South America, Argentina, Peru, this and all. It's a good place for teaching, and especially in South African side. Okay, African continent, like South Africans, you can try for there for the teaching jobs. Okay, they will give the preference for the Indian peoples. Okay, so what are the risks here to work? You might lose your place and career ladder if you stay a long period in abroad. Okay, so that is the one. Especially if you are living in US and UK, there is no issues. But especially if in the Middle East, then there is a lot of issues. You can lose your career ladder. Okay, and international work experience sometimes it will not be applicable because they will not consider. That is the major thing. Okay, and already I informed you, you can find hard to get the reward from work, okay, from your supervisor here, not like India, okay. And you have to struggle with the language barrier and find difficult to confirm the local customs, okay. So that is also the many things. You might get bored or loneliness, and because without your family, friends, you have to be alone. So that is also working here is a very difficult thing. Okay, so what are the things you need? You here need a passport, curriculum, okay, curriculum vitae. The next one is extract from criminal records. This is must, okay. So they will go for your background checkup, okay. So all the companies, even teaching job also, they will check for your criminal records, okay. So that is the most thing. And employment contract, driving license, mostly try to get an international license that will help you here, okay. So these are the important things, document is necessary for your jobs, okay. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me.
Participants, now you can ask doubts.
If you need any help related, if you need any suggestions, I can help you. Okay, whatever it is there, I can send you the, I can send the books to Dr. Balasubramaniam for ASCP. So if the people, students, if you are interested, you can get the soft copy because I have only the soft copy. I can send you, you can prepare well for your lab exams, okay? So if you have any doubt, you can get my email and call me, okay? Any doubts?
Ma'am, there is a question in the chat box, ma'am.
Okay, I will check. After GATE, what type job? They can, studying MSc Microbiology, they can go for, I told you already, if they want to go for higher studies, go for higher studies. If there is no need for higher studies, then better prepare the laboratory exams, clear the lab exams, just to sit 1 month because the students is reading now, studying for masters, it is easy to finish the exam also. So once they finish, automatically they will get the license. According to the license, if you get ASCP license, then they can go for UK or US easily, okay? And approach any laboratory because this is a pandemic period and definitely they need a lot of laboratory services. They will help you for this, okay? And CSIR net, they will not consider this for medical lab technician. This is all over the world, ASCP, American Society for Clinical Pathology exam. Okay, specialty is microbiology and a specialty in biochemistry. No, they, if you wish, you can write molecular biology. If you wish, you can write microbiology. If you wish, you can write biochemistry. Okay, specific. Okay, and in the laboratory also, they will give the post according to the specialization of your license. You can get your license. Once you get a license, it is very easy. And biotechnology students, no problem. They can write for molecular biology exams. There is molecular ASCP, molecular biology exam also there. CSIR net exams, that is just nowadays, I don't know whether it is possible or not to get a job because of pandemic. And if you try to get it CSIR UGC, at least you can go for higher studies, that's it. Because nowadays, many people, they are waiting for a long queue for post teaching jobs. I think CSIR exams only valid in India, not in abroad. Any doubts? I will send you the ASCP books. If you want, I will send you. Okay, then take it. And I will send my mail. If you want, please, in the chat box, I'm just giving my mail. You can send me a mail ID, then definitely I will send the books to you. Okay, this is my email ID. Okay. Please send me, now I remember, but later on I may forgot. Please send me message to my email. Definitely I will reply.
Let's thank for our phenomenal speaker, Dr. D. Sugapriya, Associate Professor, to give us a much more interesting and enrichment in knowledge. My heartfelt thank you, ma'am. Shoot for the
Welcome.
moon. Even if you miss, you will land among the stars. I would like to call our amusing, charming professor of our college, Mrs. A.R. Lalita, Associate Professor, Department of Microbiology, to welcome our charismatic special gift.
Thank you very much. And I am profusely overjoyed to take this opportunity to introduce the chief guest of today. She is none other than Mrs. R. Lavanya, Assistant Professor of English of our college. She has an excellent academic record with the university rank in her UG degree. She has nearly 7 years of teaching experience. She has presented her papers in various seminars and conferences and has completed various NPTEL courses. At present, she is pursuing her PhD under the title of Novels of Amish Tripathi, a reconstructive study. She is very much interested in Indian literature and Black literatures. We welcome you, ma'am, to address and give your precious inputs to our participants. Once again, I welcome you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am, for your classy welcoming address.
So, first of all, I would like to thank our college management who had given me this opportunity, our principal sir, our SF coordinator, and above all, the Department of Microbiology, both the head and the staff members, who had given me this opportunity to handle a session on communication skills. Yes, before beginning, I just want to check whether my voice is audible to all. Is my voice audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So I'll just present the screen first. Kindly wait. So kindly tell me whether you all can see the screen.
Yes, ma'am. We can view our screen.
Okay, thank you, thank you. So
But it is
importance,
not in full screen mode, ma'am.
it's not in full screen mode. Okay,
Yes.
yes, kindly wait. Is it visible now?
No, ma'am.
Kindly wait. Yes, is it in full screen mode now?
No, ma'am, not yet.
Not it. But is it clear?
Yes, ma'am,
Can
it's
you all
clear.
hear me?
If the slides are moving, we can go ahead, ma'am.
Okay,
Kindly
okay,
change the slide, ma'am.
okay. Can you see the slides now? I'm just
Yes, ma'am.
changing it.
View the slides.
Okay, okay. So I think I shall begin with it.
Okay.
Okay. So today I'm going to share some of the important ideas which I had practiced as an English professor. What are all the things I have undergone to improve or how to communicate effectively in whatever the language it may be, not only English, whatever the language it may be, how we can communicate effectively. And what are all the important skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, the four essential skills, and how we are supposed to develop it gradually in order to communicate effectively. So this is what I'm going to deal with in today's class. So let me move to the next slide first. So basic skills. What are all the skills a person should need in order to communicate effectively? So listening, speaking, reading, and writing, the four basic skills. So here in this, we call the listening and reading as passive skill and the speaking and writing as active skill. Why? Why do we say so? So the reason behind it is, for example, I'm just delivering a lecture now and you are all listening to it. So I am here the speaker and you are all the listener. So whatever I am saying, how far it reaches you. So I cannot test it. I'm just keep on speaking. So whether you are listening with concentration or not, whether listening or not, is something which cannot be tested. So listening is always in receptive level. It's a passive skill. But speaking is an active skill. I'm just opening my mouth, I'm just expressing a lot of words. So this is an active skill, which you can see in it in a productive form. And when it comes to reading, we call reading as a passive skill. Why? I'm just giving you a book and asking you to read a page in it. Whether you are reading it through your mind, whether you are reading silently, or whether you are reading it aloud, so whether you are understanding it or not, how far you are perceiving the meaning in it, only you will be knowing it. I cannot test it. Yes, whether you're doing it silently or outwardly, noisily, whatever it may be, yes, how far you are doing it effectively, that only you yourself will be knowing it. I cannot check into it. I cannot get into it. And that's why we call reading also as a passive skill. It's just a receptive level. Writing, yes. If I'm just giving you a topic or a question, let's write an essay in this particular topic. So just at last you are taking your pen and you started writing. Once when you finish writing, I can just get your papers and I can do all those corrections. So I can test your writing. So something which could be outwardly seen or could be tested by others is what we call as active skills. Something which remains passive, only one participation will be there. So we call that particular skill as passive. So that's why we differentiate all these four skills into passive and active skills. So I hope you all able to get along with the difference. Yes. Now, first, beginning with, let me give you a very short intro about listening skills. Nowadays, in the present world, many people lack in this. Yes, they don't know or they don't have the patience to listen to other people's wordings. So before getting into active skills, let me give you what are all the common qualities an active listener will have. An active listener, what are all the skills they will possess? So first, active listeners, they will be very attentive. Yes, they will never miss a single point, whether the particular topic based on which the speaker is speaking, whether they like it or not. They will be an active listener. They will be very attentive. They will be ready to grasp all the ideas told by them. And they will be open-minded. So certain people who are not at all good at listening, if they are quite lazy in listening, means what they will do is, they will not be open-minded. So open-minded means they will always listen to things which they like the most. They will always concentrate on listening to things or the topic which suits their taste, suits their likings. So, but active listeners will not be like that. whether the topic is favorable to them or not, they will be open-minded because they know that other people will have more ideas when compared to them. They will be more humble. So they will be open-minded in listening to topics, whether they like it or not. They will be always ready to listen. Then they hate distractions. Active listeners, they hate distractions. Yes. For example, a teacher is teaching inside the class and many students are sitting inside. So nearby, they are having a wedding marriage hall is going on and they are playing some songs in it. Students, if they are active listeners, yes, they know they will be concentrating only in the class. What are all the wordings uttered by the teachers? They will be concentrating only on that.
Sorry for
Yes.
the interruption, ma'am.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am. Yes.
your slide is not moving, ma'am. It just stays in the first slide itself.
Okay, okay. Just kindly wait, ma'am. Actually, there is some technical issue in my laptop, I think. Just kindly wait.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. No problem. Ma'am, shall we present your slides, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. With pleasure, you can do it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Can I start my presentation?
Ma'am, can you share it to our mail ID, ma'am? Can you share
Yes,
your
ma'am. I will
PPT?
do it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I have sent the mail to your department mail ID, ma'am. Microbiology.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Oh. Yes, ma'am, can I start? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, you can start now, ma'am. Thank
Okay,
you very
okay.
much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay. So we are in the third slide, listening skill. So now, what I'm saying was, can you wait? So most people today, yes, they are not ready to listen to what others trying to convey. Yes, they keep on speaking and they're never ready to listen what other people they are trying to convey, what sort of message they are going to deliver. So I was just listing out what are all the qualities a good listener should have. So a good listener, I already told you, they will be very attentive, they will be open-minded, and they hate distractions. They hate distractions. Distraction means I was just giving an example. For example, a professor is actually taking class inside the class. He is just delivering a lecture, and students, you all, instead of listening to it, you are concentrating on the songs which has been played outside. It means that you don't have any control on your mind. You are easily getting distracted. But active listeners, good listeners, they hate distractions. They always concentrate on what the speaker is trying to convey. So that is the quality which a good listener should possess. And the next one, they focus on both the verbal and non-verbal communication. So verbal communication and non-verbal communication, what is it? If you're opening your mouth and you're saying something, you're uttering a word means, we call it as verbal communication. Yes, and non-verbal communication means what is that? What was that? Non-verbal communication. Even without opening mouth, good listeners, they will be able to understand what they are going to speak just by observing their body language. Just by observing the speaker's body language, listeners, they can judge what they are going to convey, what they are going to say. We call this as non-verbal communication, and active listeners are good at judging in all these things. Both verbal and non-verbal. They are very good observer also. Good listeners will be a very good observer also. So good listeners are also good speakers. Only one who listens a lot will be able to gather a lot of knowledge, and they will be able to express it fluently. So good listener will also be a good speaker. They will be very attentive, open-minded, they hate distractions, and they focus on both verbal and non-verbal communication. Yes. Now, next slide, ma'am. Kindly move to the next slide. So what are all the barriers? Yes, what are all the difficulties we face when it comes to listening? So someone might be telling, right, I was not able to listen properly. I have a lot of distractions in my mind. How am I supposed to control myself? How should I develop the self-control within me? You will be having a lot of questions within you. So barriers, how to overcome this? So listening skills cannot be mastered overnight. So listening skill is something which you cannot develop within 1 day or 2 days. You need regular, consistent practice to master it. A regular, consistent practice means regularly you have to keep yourself updated. Regularly you have to follow it daily in order to improve your listening ability. So psychological barriers. So what do you mean by psychological barriers? Listening is actually a passive skill. So psychological barriers means I was trying to listen to what they are saying, but still I couldn't control the number of thoughts which my mind is creating. If your mind is creating numerous amount of thoughts within a specific time means, if your mind keeps on creating lots of distractive thoughts, you won't be able to concentrate on what the speaker is trying to convey. So scientists have made a research and they have told the minimum number of thoughts you generate, the maximum number of knowledge you will be able to gain. The person who have a very good concentration and memory power will be letting out minimum number of thoughts. Yes, if your thought process is quite slow, yes, then your memory power and your listening skill will be quite good. Psychological barriers. And the next is lack of patience. Many people will say, if you're going to speak to some person, means they will say, just be short and precise. I don't have that much time to listen to whatever you are saying. Just be short and precise means just make it short. I'm not going to listen to you all day. Just make it short. And the next one is emotional blocks, which people are having nowadays, the mood swing. Certain period they will be too much happy and certain period they will be very depressed, they will be too sad. The mind fluctuation in minds, we call it as fluctuation in mind, emotional blocks. People, those who are that very depressed and stressed people will not be good at listening at all. They will be preoccupied with something which happened in their life, whether it may be a personal problem or official problem, whatever it may be. So they will be occupied with that. Whatever you are saying, it will never enter into their mind. So we often used to say, right, physically present, mentally absent. So that's what we call as emotional blocks. So these are all some of the common barriers, the difficulties which we face when it comes to listening. So how can we overcome it? How can we overcome it? So that's what we are going to see. So next slide, please. How can we overcome it? So just look at the next slide. How to improve your listening skills. How to come across all these barriers. First thing, try to make an eye contact with the person whom you are speaking. You may be speaking with the person. So you're thinking that I'm not able to listen to whatever he's saying with full-fledged concentration means, what are you supposed to do? Make eye contact with the speaker. Yes, if you are able to make eye contact means, yes, you yourself will force yourself to listen to them. Whether you like it or not, by making eye contact, your mind concentration power will increase. So that's why whenever we are listening to a talk delivered by a great person, we always, we won't be satisfied with the audio alone. We will be trying to look at their face also. So make eye contact with the listeners, with the speakers. And the next one, what you have to do, smile and react with facial expressions. So whatever they are saying, react to it, show some facial expression. So motivate them, motivate the speakers to speak more. So if you are started showing some body language, automatically you will force yourself to concentrate what the speaker is trying to say. Develop your body language. Random thoughts often lead to distractions. So random thoughts, that's what I told. Always brooding your mind with lots of thoughts, always thinking, occupied with thinking, lot of thinking. Overthinking will lead to stress and it will never allow you to concentrate on whatever the works you do. You may be doing a lot of work, but your mind will be always preoccupied with what you are thinking a lot. So random thoughts often lead to distractions. So how can we get rid of these random thoughts? How can we put an end to this random thoughts? What should we do? So meditation is a very good option. Wake up early. You can do meditation or just a prayer to God, silent prayer to God. And then proper sleep is necessary. At least 8 hours of sleep in a day. So all these things are needed in order to improve your listening skills or memory power, concentration, anything you can put into it. So these are all some of the certain tips which you can utilize to improve your listening skills. Okay. And next slide, please. As on the next is about reading skills. So we have ended listening and now we are moving to reading skills. It is, as I already told you earlier, a passive skill. Reading is also a passive skill, just like listening. So what are all the good qualities a reader will have? A good reader, what are all the good qualities they will have? Gets engrossed in their reading. Good readers are active dreamers. So engrossed in their reading. So if you have an experience of coming across good books in your life, many good books, one of your favorite books will be telling that this is one of the favorite book I have ever read. As it cannot be compared with anything else. I like this book very much. If you had come across such favorite books in your life means, you will be knowing what it is like getting engrossed in reading. So if you are engrossed in reading a particular book means you will never have the heart to put it down. You will just close the book only after reading the entire thing. Yes, that is what we call as getting engrossed in reading. You will never think about food, the passage of time, who are all the people around you, what are all the things happening around you. You will never concentrate on all these things and you will be focused only on the page, all those pages. So that's what engrossed. Next, good readers are active dreamers. So in dreaming also, we have this passive and active dreaming. So dreaming which comes in our sleep is called as passive dreaming. Dreams which comes in our sleep. And what is active dreaming? Active dreaming means dreaming with open eyes. Dreaming when you are wide awake. You are reading a book. Yes, for example, just because I'm an English literature staff, I'll be giving examples of novels. You're reading a novel. Imagine that you are reading a novel. You are very engrossed in it. It was so interesting. So now and then when you read the lines, you will start imagining and picturizing all those things in your mind. So it won't be like reading a book. It will be more or less like watching a movie. It will be like watching a movie. So that's what we call as active dreaming. So reading books is like a dreaming with open eyes. One who had experienced it, they will be knowing it, what sort of pleasure it is. Yes. The next one, skimming and scanning. When it comes to reading, we always come across these two words, skimming and scanning. Yes. So what is skimming and what is scanning? Which is good, which is bad? We are not going to get into that discussion. So skimming means fast reading to get a general view about a content. Scanning means also reading fast to get a particular fact. So generally you are just taking a book from a library. You don't want to get a deep knowledge about it, but superficially you want to know what are all the content or main ideas conveyed in it. So you are just reading the book fast as you can. That is skimming. So scanning means you are just searching for one particular fact in that book. You don't want to read the entire book, but you are in search of one particular fact in that book. That's what we call as scanning. So you can either be a skimmer or a scanner. You can either go for skimming or scanning. That depends on your interest. It's not like that skimming is good or scanning is bad. It depends on your interest. What sort of things you need from that book. Only you have to decide. So both skimming and scanning is good, and good readers will know what are all the books to be skimmed and what are all the books to be scanned. And now here I just want to quote a famous writer, Francis Bacon, from English literature, who is good at writing many prose pieces, and he had told something about reading. Some books are to be tasted, others are to be swallowed, and some few to be chewed and digested. So there are certain books which you have to just taste it. No need to read it page by page. You have to just take a glimpse of it. Others are to be swallowed. Swallowed means all those are academic books or subjects for which you are studying for exam purpose. All those books are to be swallowed. Whether you like it or not, we have to swallow it because we have to express everything in the answers papers. So all those books are to be swallowed. And some few are to be chewed and digested. So certain books, these are the books which you love the most. Yes, the books which you love the most is what we call as chewed and digested. You will be relishing it. Each and every page when you are studying, you will be relishing it. So this is just a quote of Francis Bacon, and a good reader knows how to read a particular book. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. What are all the barriers? What are all the difficulties we face when it comes to reading? When it comes to reading, we always face only two difficulties. One is we won't be able to understand the meaning. What is the proper meaning conveyed in it? And the next thing is we don't have interest to read. Many people, they hate reading pages and pages of novels, which runs for several pages, 1,000 and 2,000 pages. If a novel is running for 2,000 pages, means they won't have that much interest and patience to sit and read. But if someone tells the stories, means they will be ready to listen. Because listening to story is something, a sort of a habit which have been got for generations together. So they will be good listeners, they hate reading. So difficulty in understanding the meaning, what do I mean by it? Difficulty in understanding the meaning behind a word or a sentence. What is the meaning behind it? Example, you are reading a poem or an article in a newspaper. Yes, it may be in English, Hindi, or whatever the language it may be. Imagine that it is not your mother tongue. You're reading a language that is a foreign language newspaper. While reading one particular sentence, you will be coming across a new word or an unfamiliar word to you. Yes, so what we will do is, at once we will take the dictionary. If you want to improve your vocabulary skills, you should be a good user of, a regular user of dictionary. So you will be taking your dictionary and you will try to find the meaning of it. And there, in the dictionary, Oxford or whatever the dictionary it may be, near the word you will have the definition. What is the meaning? In that definition, you will find one more word for which you won't be knowing the meaning. Yes, just to understand the meaning of a word, you are just taking the dictionary, and there you are coming across another new word. In the dictionary, you are coming across one more new word. So again, you will be looking for that meaning for that particular word. So what happens is, you just keep on shifting yourself one words to the other, and towards the end, you will end up with nothing. You will forget the word for which you started looking meaning. You will forget that itself. So this is one of the most tiresome process. Every time looking into the dictionary, finding out the meaning and coming back to the articles in the newspaper is a tedious process, that's why many of them give up reading. I hate doing it because most of the time I'm coming out with unfamiliar words. And lack of interest and concentration, that happens naturally. So how to overcome this? How to improve our reading skills? So that we can see in the next slide. Kindly move to the next slide now. How to improve your reading skills? What are all the things you should do? Yeah. So how to develop the interest of the reading ability? So this is what I did. So as a beginner in reading, in order to increase your interesting level in it, so what you have to do is go for translated texts. Go for translated text. For example, you are reading an English novel, now and then you are coming across many new English words, you don't know what is the meaning for it, and you don't like to use the dictionary means. There are many umpty number of books where the English books are translated into Tamil, and you have numerous Tamil books which are also translated into English. So if you are reading the English book, you don't know the meaning for particular word means, you can easily go for the Tamil translation of it, which you will be having by your side. So I'm not saying that you should read only the translated texts. You can read other books also, but as a beginner, if you want to develop your interest in reading, it's a humble request from my side to go for translated text. Yes, so that even every now and then when you have a doubt, you can easily refer to the other version of the book, the translated texts. Go for books that suits your interest. If you are a beginner in reading, just choose the book which you like the most. Some may be liking short stories, some may be liking novels, poem, or an article in a newspaper. If you hate reading pages and pages of novels, means you can go for the shortest piece, a pamphlet, an article in a magazine or in a journal. Yes, or a haiku poem, whatever it may be. Just go for the shortest piece and read variety of materials. Don't if you keep on reading one particular book for hours together, means you will find it quite monotonous. So in order to break that monotony, you can read variety of materials. Read at least 2 short stories, or 3 poems. Like this, you can choose. If your microbiology students means, you can choose the disciplines which you like the most, the field or the topic which you like the most, and you can read from that, so that it will increase, or it will give you an enthusiasm to read more. So identify the sequence and have a mental picture. So identify the sequence means, for example, if you are reading a story, means many person, they will forget what they have read. Yesterday they might have read half of the story, and today when they are reading the remaining half, they will forget what they had read before yesterday. So in order to avoid this, you should have a mental picture in your mind. Okay, these are all the things, a link. So this is what we call it as a link, a sequence. What are all the things I have read yesterday? Just have some, memorize some keywords in your mind, so that when you read tomorrow, you will be able to recollect it, what are all the things you have read before. So have a mental picture. So mental picture means, I told you already, active dreaming. Now and then if you read, just visualize everything. Try to visualize everything. Improve your reading speed consistently. So if you are reading something for the first day and you are not able to concentrate, means don't give up. Don't feel vexed. I'm not able to concentrate. I don't know how am I going to finish such a big novel. So never have such inferiority complex within you. So just gradually increase your speed consistently, and one day you will be able to accomplish it. Okay, so just like listening, reading is also could be improved consistently. It cannot be done in a single day. These are all some of the tips to improve your reading skills. And the next about speaking skills. Next slide. Thank you. So speaking skills. What are all the qualities a good speaker will have? What are all the qualities a good speaker will possess? A good speaker will be an active listener. Just as I told you earlier, how a good listener will be an active speaker, the same vice versa. An active listener will also be a good speaker. So they are good at organizing their thoughts. Organizing their thoughts means, for example, you're standing in a stage, standing in front of the mic, you're going to speak. You're going to speak for about 1 to 2 hours or 1.5 hours or whatever the timing it may be. You should have a mental picture. What are all the things I am going to say? This point should come after this. These are all the examples I'm going to list out while I'm speaking. How am I supposed to arrange it? What are all the questions am I supposed to ask my audience? So how am I supposed to carry out the interactive session? So like this, you should have an outline picture about what are all the things you're going to speak. So that's what, and organizing their thought. If you are able to organize your thought correctly, your words will flow just like a river. So without any, you won't be able to fumbling for words. We call it as fumbling. Fumbling means you don't know what sort of words should I use in this particular place. Just undergo certain trial. If you are good at organizing all these things, then your entire speech will look good. Next, good at grasping others' attention. A good speaker will have the ability to grasp the attention of the listeners. The listeners, they may not be interested. They may thinking that it is quite monotonous. Why should I sit in here like that? They will have a lot of thoughts in their mind. But a good speaker will make them listen to their conversation. That is the ability of a good speaker. They know how to grasp their attention. And the next is sound knowledge on the topic. The speaker who is speaking, they should have a very good knowledge about the topic on which they are speaking. If they themselves lack the particular communicative skill, means they won't be able to deliver a lecture fluently. So a good knowledge, they should know how to grasp the attention of the the audience, and they should know in what way their class should go, how are the ways they have to arrange their sequence, how the points should be arranged, and they will be an active listener also. So these are all the qualities possessed by a good speaker. And the next, what are all the difficulties? Kindly change the next slide, ma'am. What are all the difficulties a speaker is supposed to undergo? They are facing. Lack of consistency in communication. Lack of consistency in communication means we will take an initiative. Okay, from today onwards, we have to speak in English. Not only in English, whatever the language it may be, foreign language, anything formal. From today onwards, I should do that. You will start in day 1. And day 2, the very next day, the degree of your enthusiasm will reduce. And day 3 and day 4, by the time when 1 week passes away, you will be given, you would have completely given up taking your efforts. So this is what we call as lack of consistency. We put down ourselves. We fail to motivate ourselves in various ways. Yes, just because of the people who are around us. Yes, they won't communicate with us in the language which we prefer. Yes, they won't help us in various aspects. So by then, we get demotivated and we start giving up the efforts. And the next, misinterpreting the meanings. Misinterpreting the meanings. So what do we mean by this? Misinterpreting meanings. A speaker might be conveying a sentence with a particular meaning, and the listener may be understanding it in some other way. Speaker will try to convey a particular meaning, but which the listener may be taking it in some other sense. This is what we call as misinterpreting the meaning. This often happens when it comes to communication, especially in speaking. And the next is lack of vocabulary. Yes, we think that we are good in a particular language. I have enough fluency in it. But only once when we start speaking, only when we open our mouth and utter words, we will come to know how much we are supposed to improve ourselves. In what are all the places I am lacking will be known only when we open our mouth and speak. So lack of vocabulary. And the next is not good at pronunciation. Many have this drawback within them. I'm not good at pronouncing certain words. I don't know how to pronounce it. Yes, because our native tongue, we will be pronouncing each and every letter which comes in a word. But that is not the case with many foreign languages, especially in English. We will have a lot of silent letters in one word itself. So the way how we spell and the way how we write, there's a lot of difference in it. So we will have that. And I'm not good at pronunciation. And the next is fear of mockery. This is something which everyone will come across. So what will I do if others judge me? What will I do if some other people pass some sarcastic comments? Yes, what will I do if others are just kidding me? We are afraid of the negative criticism and comments passed by others, fear of mockery. So here I have given one example sentence at the end of the slide. I never said he copied my book. One particular sentence, I never said he copied my book. This is actually one sentence. Yes, but if you keep stressing each and every word, the meaning of the sentence may alter. I'm just trying to convey how far all the meaning could be interpreted. Just look into the sentence. I never said he copied my book. If the stress falls on the first word, I never said he copied my book. It means that you are saying that I didn't say, someone might have told. I didn't open my mouth and say anything, someone might have told. If the stress falls on the second word, never, I never said he copied my book. It means that you are strongly denying that I didn't say. In present, in past, and in future, I will never say anything like that. You are just giving a strong assurance that you didn't do it. And if the stress falls on the third word, said, I never said he copied my book. The third word, you're saying, I didn't open my mouth and say. I just passed a glance, or I just pinpointed that only he did it. I didn't open my mouth and say, but I just did some body language or gesture to indicate that he copied my book. And if the stress falls on the fourth word, he, as you are saying that I never said he copied my book. Someone else copied it. He didn't do it. Someone else copied my book. He didn't do it. And if the stress falls on the fifth word, copied, he didn't copy from my book. Actually, he didn't bring my book. He forgot to bring my book. Or he misplaced it somewhere. Or he didn't do it intentionally. So he did it unknowingly. So all these are the meanings for if the stress falls on the fifth word, copied. And next, if the stress falls on the sixth word, mine. I never said he copied my book. He might have copied someone else's book. It's not mine. He might have copied someone else's book. If the stress falls on the last word book, I never said he copied my book. He might have copied from my diary or any fair book or something else, not the book. So like this, just see, overall it looks like one simple sentence. But if you keep stressing each and every word, you will be able to find out how the meaning differs. So even in one sentence means if you have lot of change in meaning means you just imagine about a lengthy sentence or a paragraph which you are speaking means there are many chances by which your wordings could be misinterpreted by the listeners. That's why you have to be very careful when it comes to stress and intonation. You have to be very careful in it. And the next, how to improve your speaking skills. Next slide. So we have seen what all the difficulties are there. So how to improve it? So pair or group activity can be encouraged. So you just split the students into students, or you can split yourself. A role play like that we used to say. Pair or group activity, you can give them a topic and you can make them to speak for a specific time. So they will have an interaction, they will have an outlet to speak with their own friends. Or if you feel very shy to speak with person face to face, then you can go for mirror practice. You hate speaking with person face to face means then you can easily go for mirror practice. Mirror practice means at home you just stand in front of the mirror, keep talking. So while you're standing in front of the mirror, you will observe your own body language. Yes, how far you are fumbling, whether you are confident enough to speak in front of others, how your body language goes, how you are blinking, how your hand movements are, everything could be observed when you are doing a mirror practice. So mirror practice will help you in many ways to equip yourself. Maximum people with attitude of introvert, we call them as introvert. Introvert people means they will never talk a lot with others. They hate communicating with others often. We call such people as introvert. So those introvert people, you can very well go for mirror practice. So none will just pass any comments on you. They will never pass any negative criticism. You can just stand in front of the mirror. You can keep practicing. Yes, so that you can become a very good speaker. And the next, avoid using fillers. This happens with us whenever we are speaking in a foreign language. In order to fill the gap, we will be using fillers like we will be using all these words. It means that you are fumbling for words. You don't know what sort of words you should utter in order to convey your thoughts. So in order to fill the gap, we are using all these words, fillers, and fillers will make your speech look quite awkward. So try avoiding fillers. So instead of that, by that time you can remain silent. You can just remain silent and you can think, okay, what I should say next. You can frame the sentence in your mind before uttering it through words, in words. So avoid using fillers. And the next is make it a habit. So speaking is something, whether the other people judge you, they pass comment on you, whatever it is, never care about whatever they are saying. Make it a habit, whether you like it or not. I'm going to speak in this language only because I have to master my fluency in it. So whether other people, the people around you, they support you or not, you have to make this speaking as a habit, so that you will be able to gain mastery over it in a few days, after a few days with having regular practice. So these are all some of the tips to improve your speaking skills. So I hope it's clear to all. Now let's move to the next slide, writing skills. So writing skills, let's look into the quote said by Stephen King. If you don't have time to read, you don't have the time to write. Simple as that. Students, just listen. Just like in maths and all, we are having many basic formulas, right? Like that. To master a language, to communicate effectively, we have this basic formula. You can, if you want, you can make a note of it. The more you listen, the more you will be able to speak. The more you read, the more you will be able to write. Listening is related to reading. Sorry, the more you listen, the more you will be able to speak, and the more you read, the more you will be able to write. So correlated, all these skills are interlinked. So if one person is saying to you, I don't have enough time to read, it means that they don't have enough time to write. A voracious reader will be a good writer. The number of books you read, the better your handwriting, the better your writing skills would be. Not the handwriting, the better your writing skills would be. So just see what are all the qualities a good writer will have. So they will be a very good reader. First of all, they will be a voracious reader. Most of the time, they will be sticking on to library, or they will be always having a book in their hand. And the next, they will be good at writing. Good writing communicates the meaning with clarity. So whatever they write, their meaning will be very clear. Yes, the reader, those who are reading all their statements, will understand it correctly. The meaning in their writings will be very clear. And the next is, their writing skills will be concise. So concise means the number of words which they are using while writing a sentence will be minimum, but the meaning conveyed will be quite large. So writing a sentence with minimum number of words is not an easy thing. You need regular practice. Conveying large meaning, conveying many meanings through minimum number of words is a skill, and only a good writer can do that. It is not that only one who write a lengthy sentence will be a good writer. It's not like that. Short sentence with many meanings in it is always good. Next, for writing, you should have a good knowledge on grammar. See, so far I didn't speak about grammar itself. So for listening, speaking, reading and all, the grammar doesn't play any role in it. If you are speaking something, you are saying something, means no need to follow grammar when it comes to speaking. But when it comes to writing, because writing means it is a record, it gets documented. So by then you should focus on the grammar a lot. When it comes to writing, your language should be 100%, 100%, it should be correct, both in spelling and grammar. So a good readers will be good in all these things. They will be very precise, they have a good grammar knowledge, and they will write with clarity, and they will be a good reader also. Okay, and now what are all the things we should avoid when it comes to writing? So kindly move over to the next slide. What are all the things we should avoid? First thing, avoid verbosity. Just this one thing is enough. Avoid verbosity. Verbosity means using many number of words in order to convey one simple meaning. I have just given you some 3 example sentences. Kindly look into it. She said that the piece was not so interesting as far as the singing was concerned. That particular piece means the tone in which they changed was not so interesting as far as the singing is concerned. So this is a lengthy statement. Here they have used many number of words just to convey one simple meaning, that the song was quite boring. You just look into the next sentence. She said that the piece was sung quite boringly. That the piece was sung quite boringly. The song was not good. The same meaning was conveyed in the next sentence, but here the number of usage, the number of words they have used is quite limited. It's very precise, and at the same time it is meaningful also. And come to the next sentence. A person who gardens frequently has adequate experience. Yes, a person who gardens frequently has adequate experience. Just because you are giving an oral lecture, you cannot be a good gardener. If you are just getting into the garden, if you are working, means only then you will become a good gardener. So that is the meaning conveyed in it. So the first sentence is quite verbose. The second sentence, here they have used minimum number of words, and it is quite clear also when it compares to the first sentence. Just look into the second sentence. A practiced gardener has adequate experience. A practiced gardener has adequate experience. So here, in order to avoid verbosity, too much number of words, we should be good in vocabulary. Yes, we should know umpty number of words related to one particular language so that we can write sentence using minimum number of words with concise so that it will be attractive for the readers. Come to the last example. In spite of the fact that I invited him, he didn't show up. I just went to his home and invited him in person, but still he didn't come. He didn't show up means he didn't come. So although I invited him, he didn't show up. Same meaning get conveyed in a crispy, concise manner, in a very comprehensive manner. So just like this, you can have many workouts and exercise daily. You can compare your own writing. So just develop the habit of diary writing. What are all the things happened in one particular day? Just write it in the language on which you want to improve your fluency. Yes, and compare the writing which you have done in one day to the other, and just check, self-check. It's sort of proofreading. Just self-check yourself how far you have improved. So in order to be a good writer, you should be a good reader and keep writing. So keep writing and you just correct yourself. Correct whatever you've done, or else you can approach your staff members or whoever it may be. They will help you a lot. The next, kindly move to the next slide. How to improve your writing skills? In what are all the ways you can improve your writing skills? Let's see. Start with small sentences. Just like that, you cannot become a great novelist within a day. You need to have regular, consistent practice. Just like the above said skills, you need to have regular practice. Start with small sentences. So nowadays, since the youngsters are always fond of mobile phones, they can even start practicing their writing skills by sending small SMS, emails, and text messages in the language on which they want to improve their communication. So just type small sentences and you just check yourself whether you have written correctly or not. Type with small sentences and kindly don't use all those shortened forms. For because and BC, good night, GUD, night, NIT. Nowadays, this is what happens. If you want to improve your writing skills and if you keep practicing means, okay, better go for, don't go for abbreviated form, just write it in full form. Okay, if you are practicing to be a good writer, write at least 10 sentences in a day. Write at least 10 sentences. It may be about your own personal experience or it may be your own creative work, whatever it may be. Write at least 10 sentences in a day and it will help you a lot. Read what you have written and identify the mistakes. So if you are not going to read what you have written, then none will read you. Yes, just read whatever you have written and just check how far you had improved every day. And the next, try not to repeat those mistakes later. Many of them will do it. We will be able to identify the error. Okay, these are all the things I have done. But what happens is when you write again we will repeat the same mistakes again and again. So don't do that. So correct the mistakes so that you can find or trace the improvement in your writings day by day. You will be able to do it. So these are all some of the common tips which you can follow to improve your writing skills. So thank you for your patient listening. Almost it is the second session, so I think you all might be very tired listening for a long time. Anyway, thank you for all your active participation.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing extreme thoughts out of LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, the 4 pillars of effective communication. Thank you so much, ma'am. That was indeed motivating and extremely informative. We are so honored and privileged to have you both among us as team dignitaries who we could like to appreciate now. The beautiful thing about learning is there. No one can take it away from you. Thank you all. Wonderful audience listening to give a great companion to the program. We hope that we have gave a good valuable thoughts equally. Once again, I thank the great work that all members have done, teachers, students, organizers, and even team members to make this possible. And what you witnessed was really this efforts and hard work. Participants, the attendance link was posted in chat box. After completing, you may leave the meeting. Thank you once again, everyone. This is Maharajoti signing off from you. Take care and have a nice day.